Share with everybody here, check every feedback.
So quickly. Is it time? Is it money? Is it innovation? Is it a great product? Does it take blunt recklessness or careful consideration? What about having vision, passion, and dedication? What about breaking the rules? It takes all of that. But above all, it takes a vibrant community. A community of dedicated and creative people. A community with unparalleled ingenuity and efficiency. From manufacturing industries to service industries. From field services to accounting firms. From retail to e-commerce. From NGOs to education. From small companies to large corporations. Together, we move mountains. This is what makes Odoo unique. A passionate community. Millions of open source developers, partners, and users working together towards a common goal. Making companies a better place, one app at a time. This is how we improve everyone's work life. This is how we give people the tools to do more in less time. This is how, as a community, we disrupt industries. So it's no surprise that we all gather year after year to discuss our future. Thank you for joining us.
That's it. Okay, thank you very much for making it. I know that Wednesdays are a day that you don't want to come to these kind of events, but thank you for making it. And first off, I'd like to ask a question. Who here at work wants to make their processes more efficient, reduce time they spend on double entry of activities, transferring information from one department to another? Just, yeah. Okay, so essentially, this is Odoo. Our founder, Fabian, he started off Odoo to address those issues for SMEs. And essentially, his goal was to create an open source product that could be adopted by millions of users, millions of companies worldwide in order to make their processes more efficient and essentially reduce time they spend on time-wasting activities. So just to introduce myself, I'm Sam. I'm an account manager at Odoo. I work with a network of partners. So partners are local implementers who, as I said, boots on the ground. They actually go into companies locally and they do carry out Odoo implementations and projects. And my colleague Clément over here.
Yeah, so hello everybody, my name is Clément. I'm in charge of this event. So you have to know that we do 400 events like this year. So I'm in charge of the content. If you have any feedback, feel free to come to me and I will. It will be a pleasure to discuss with you.
Okay, so today we have two sponsors. So they are Gold and Silver Partner in the UK. So we have Smart IT. They're a Gold Partner based up in the north, but again, they do projects all over the UK, and they also have operations in the US and Canada. And we also have Target Integration. So they're based in Birmingham, but they also do projects all over the UK, Odoo implementations over the UK, and they have also a worldwide outlet. So just to give you a bit of context about Odoo, I'll be very brief. In 2007, our founder, Fabian, did some market research. And what he essentially found is up there on the diagram on the left, in the market, there's the big ERP providers. However, they're not very user-friendly, and they're also very expensive to implement and and they're also very expensive to implement. On the other hand, we have kind of standalone apps, which I'm presuming a lot of your companies will be using, Trello, Zoho, and essentially they are focused on verticals, and they do not provide integration, and most SMEs at this moment look like the image over there on your right, which is several standalone apps, sometimes Excel, sometimes paper, and trying to get information from one side to the other is usually a massive headache for companies. So where we position ourselves, we like to say that we have the user friendliness and the affordability of more of these modern single vertical apps, but we still cover the full range business scope. And today we're going to be looking at the marketing apps. So in 2007, after the market research was completed, Fabian, this is the first team, 10 of them, and 9 of them are still at the company. So we created Tiny ERP, which is open source, so completely free. And we had a lot of problems. We, as a company, had lots of problems with inefficiencies. Okay, and this is what Fabian reflected. Most companies now, they don't change or they don't do anything about the inefficiencies. They merely learn to live with them. So double entry, yes, okay, I'm going to do it. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. And also considering the fact that changing systems is often one of the hardest things within a company. Essentially, as Odoo has been growing, we've seen that our software that we've been using in-house as well is also been growing to address our needs, whether that's marketing. We're needing to host over 400 events in this year alone with a team of 6, and we do that with our own event management apps. So essentially, as we've been growing from a small company of 10 to now 850 plus employees, we've also seen our system grow with us. And we want to take other SMEs on that journey as well. So again, Odoo, we like to provide agility and automation within a company and keeping those prices affordable, because as SMEs, money is always an issue. That's where we are. And today, that's a picture taken at our last Odoo yearly event. And yeah, as you can see on the right, we have over 60 native apps that cover all different kinds of business verticals. Very briefly, we are an international company, so we're based in Belgium. Myself and Clement, we work in Brussels. And we do have an international outlook with offices in the US, Asia, and the Middle East, and also in Latin America, starting with the Mexico office. Interesting to say, how many of you have heard of Odoo before you came to this presentation? Okay, so not that many, maybe 1/8. Odoo is a very big company. We have over 5 million users worldwide, and that's growing every year. Okay, and again, we cater for all types of companies, small companies with less than 5 employees to bigger corporations with over 400 users on our system. So what I would like you to do, first off, is to, as part of the presentation, if you could please connect to Menti. We have some questions to ask to not make this so boring.
So the idea now is you take your phone and you connect to menti.com, and you can use the following code. So 879321. And after you have answered the question on Menti, you will be able to have a customer testimonial. Feel free to ask. And at the end of the presentation, we will just take it and we will be able to answer it. Okay?
Okay.
So, no.
Yeah, so the first question is, who are you? We're very interested to see who's in the room, so that we can also understand how to navigate.
So, yeah, that's very interesting. We can see that some say that we don't have a lot of people who already knew Odoo before coming. So I hope we will learn a lot today. For existing customers, it's already a good way to see the new features of Odoo. Every year, we add a new version. We develop a new version of Odoo, and then we have some features. so it's nice to keep up to date. And also, I see that there is some teacher and students. I'd like to tell you that we really focus on education and how to learn Odoo. So we have education program where you can give courses about ERP, about Odoo for free with your students. I will be able to explain you later after the demonstration. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have some customers, some attendees here tonight that are definitely using Odoo, but the majority not using Odoo. And essentially, what we're going to be doing, just so that we are able to answer all questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can just type them into your phone, and then we'll review some questions at the end during our Q&A. Yeah. So we're going to leave the screen up so you can always access that on your phone. Okay. So.
Okay, so the topic of the demonstration of the presentation today is about marketing. So yesterday it was about generally, but today it's really focused on marketing and how you will be able to manage your marketing campaign toward an integrated software and especially Odoo. But before going into Odoo directly, I would like to maybe give a small introduction about digital marketing and marketing. So with internet, from 10 years from now, internet has brought many opportunities. So as you can see, many concepts. So SEO, website, of course, analytics, social networks, many concepts that can sometimes be difficult if you are not an expert in that field. And also, the second thing I'd like to explain today is that the volume of data has tremendously increased. So previously, when you had marketing campaign, you just push message, but you didn't get all the data back. Today, with the analytics and so on, you can get all this data, and today it's very important to be able to track and to get analytics from it. So speaking about digital marketing, there is two main concepts I would like to emphasize. First, the data mining. So data mining means that today it's possible to get the preferences of your customers. So it's very important to know what are the preferences of your customers, so you can really deliver the best message, what they really want to see. In the past, when you paid a lot for creating a TV ad, for example, or a radio spot, you just deliver a message, but you were not sure that people listening or watching to it received something that really interests them. And today, with digital marketing, you can really do that. And we will explain you how you can segment your contact database to really deliver the right message to the right person. And secondly, digital marketing is not only on one platform. It's not only on television or only on radio. You have many possibilities to deliver the message, many platforms. So first on internet, but also we see that the mobile application, mobile utilization has increased a lot. It's very important to be able to deliver also on this platform. So the advantages of digital marketing, first, I would say is the global reach. Today, it's possible to deliver a message all around the world to any community of people very easily. It was not possible previously with the TV or radio. One of the main advantages, in my opinion, is that digital marketing will allow you to create campaigns at a very low cost. Again, if you wanted to create TV ads like maybe 10 or 20 years ago, you had to pay a lot. Today, for maybe a few hundred pounds, you can create an effective campaign and reach your good customers and potential prospects. Then comes the traceability. So today you can really get track of the analytics and you can use it to really get best campaign and know what was good, what was maybe not so bad, and that you could improve. So really, I will also cover this point in the presentation. Personalization. So as I said before, data mining, you can really deliver the most appropriate message. You can also increase the conversion rate with your digital marketing. In the past, or even today, if you go into a store and you want to buy, I don't know, clothes, for example, you need to go to the maybe to ask advices to the person in the shop. You have to maybe wait in a queue to pay and so on. On a website, you are only a few clicks away from selling a product or buying a product. And finally, especially with all the social networks and so on, you can really engage your community, and you can get ambassadors on internet that will defend and maybe recommend your brands. So now that you got the introduction, maybe let's speak about strategy. What should you do today if you want to do an effective marketing campaign? Today, I'm going to speak about lead nurturing and automation. So first I will introduce that concept. So how can you get leads and how can you nurture them, and then let the software work for you. So to focus on your main task, your activity. The lead nurturing concept is based on four steps. First of all, it's educate your audience. So when you want to make marketing and to use that concept, you really need to give a message and to raise the brand awareness, your brand awareness. So it's going to be the first step. Then, as soon as you get any update you want to, maybe you have new offers, whatever, you need to keep your customer updated on that. So you need to inform them. Then you need to engage them. You need to communicate in the best way with them. It can be on social network, but it can also be on your website or all the communication channels. And in the end, the goal of the lead nurturing is, of course, to convert your prospect into effective customers. And I would say that this concept is not only applied to prospect or potential customer, but it can also be applied to your existing customer to upsell business opportunities. It's all about finally developing a strong relationship, customer relationship in the whole sales cycle.
And essentially, the steps, they have to be very carefully monitored and planned, because you don't want to be too pushy and you don't want to leave enough time so that there's lots of interest from either direction. So I think that's where the automation comes in as well.
Okay, so let's jump in the first stage. So educate your audience. What are finally the difficulties of the step? So most of the people today still think that creating a website is something complicated. And I understand, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't know how to create a website, you probably think you have to code and so on. But today, the good news is that you can do it very easily in a few minutes. I'm going to show you. And also, it takes time and effort to update it, to create content, new content, to inform your customer, as I say. Moreover, if you created a custom website, you needed to create mobile interface. So it's double work. Sometimes it can be difficult to do it if you don't have the skills. And each feature you want to add on your website costs a lot and maybe needs integration. So today, I'm going to explain you how with Odoo you will be able to create a website easily and then create some contents and integrate it with other modules. Okay, so what you see on the screen here is the database of Odoo. So it's a database, and in this database, I have installed some module and upload some demo data. Okay. You need to understand that Odoo is a modular solution. It's like when you were young, you probably played with Lego bricks, and you could build a house. It's exactly the same concept. You have different modules, and as soon as you install it in the same ecosystem, in the database, they work together and everything is integrated. So let's speak about the website. We created a module that will allow you to create a website in a few clicks. So as soon as you enter it, the internet connection. Sorry for that. Okay. Okay. I don't know, there is an internet loss. Okay, that's perfect. So as soon as you enter your website application, you will be on reporting tools. So you will have all the sales that has been done on your website. But what really interests us for now is what your customer can see. So when you go to website here, you can access the edition of the website. So for now, you see this is the home page of your next website, and this is totally empty. Today, you can create a website within a few seconds. So if you click on edit, you will be able to select what we call snippets. So this is blocks that you can drag and drop on your home page. So imagine on my website, I want to have a banner, and simply drag it on the web page. If I want to have some column there and maybe a text. Of course, you can easily edit it. So if you want to add some text, no need to get some skills into development. You just have to edit it. So imagine I sell some furniture, I can edit it. Okay. So I can easily edit all the text. I can change the picture, the background, the colors of the website. We also have some themes that you can use. So pre-configured style for the website, and then you can save. So you see, I created my first web page in a few seconds. It's very easy. But now the question you will probably ask to me is, why should I use Odoo to create a website? On the market, there is a lot of other solutions and good solutions. To be honest, if you use Spotify, Wix or WordPress, for the most famous one, these are very good solutions, but there is one thing you cannot do with that kind of solution, and it's probably the integration. So what if you want to add, for example, an e-commerce to your website? What if you want to add a live chat section? What if you want to probably launch a manufacturing order from your website to your inventory department? This is not possible with another solution, and this is the power of Odoo. Everything is integrated. So let's take the example of the shop. If I want to create a shop directly on my website, I can easily create it. So here you see all the products I have displayed previously. So if I click on customize, I can add some category. Imagine I want category. I can add it directly to my website, and then configure any website. So if I want to change the price, if I want to maybe create some variants. So for example, that table is in steel, but I can have it in aluminum and so on. So I would say this is basic shopping cart for what you can see on a traditional e-commerce. But then, as soon as the customer has processed the checkout, everything can be integrated in your ERP system. Then, if you want to create some contents, you can, or events, for example. For example, today we are doing an event here in London, and you register on our website. So for that, you can use the event module. So this is you probably saw that page when you register to odoo.com. You can display all your websites and all your events, and then you will be able to configure all the events, and people will be able to register, to pay online, and so on. This is the same concept for e-learning, for example. Imagine you want to display e-learning video, e-learning content. You will be able to do it with the e-learning module that is available here. So again, we use that module for ourselves as a company, but you can use it in your own company. You can display some content for your customers. So now you have seen how to create easily a website and how to be present on the internet. So let's see how we can inform your prospects right now about your offer and keep them up to date. So the difficulties in that stage is that you don't really know how to promote your company. You do not really know how to do SEO, how to promote the content on the internet, how it will be displayed on Google, well referenced on Google. It's also hard to create high quality content, and the quality of the content will also be related to the words you have selected for, optimizing the research in Google. And yeah, building blogs simply could be very painful. We developed a tool in Odoo, integrated tool, so you can create blog posts and optimize the SEO, so the search engine optimization within the system. You could also create some email marketing campaign. So if you want to deliver a message to all your database or just a few of your contacts to maybe send a promotion code, you can do it with Odoo, and you can also do it with SMS marketing. So it's a new feature in the 14. You can send SMS directly to your database. So I'm on my website again. If I want to create a new blog post, it's very easy. I just have to click on new. Here, I can add a new blog post. Okay. I select a category I would have configured before. So that is astronomy or traveling, but you can of course have your own category. And then you'll be able to start a new blog post directly. As I said before, if you want to add title, you just drop on the interface. If you want to drop some image, just click on it, and then you will be able to create a blog post very easily. But now, previously I told you that what is very important is the content of your blog post. So, what for did you select to optimize the referencement of your website? If you go and promote here, you have a native module that will help you to promote and to optimize the search engine optimization directly with your website. This step could be very painful in other systems. It's probably not easy to do. You need to know how it works. Odoo will help you to make it more easy. So you can change the title directly. So if you want to create an article and say, okay, presentation of the new project. Okay, you can have a description. You can have some keywords. So, for example, imagine I'm selling furniture. I want to see how many times the word furniture is referenced on my website. I can simply type furniture here. And I see at the side how many times my keyword is in my website. And Odoo will suggest you some related keywords so you can really know what word you have to choose in order to optimize the reference. So this is for the blog post, blog section. Now I would like to send probably mass mail to my database, so to announce a new arrival or maybe a promotion code. So it looks like internet is a bit slow. Sorry for that. So in the Odoo databases, we have created a module that will allow you to create some email marketing campaign. It's very easy. You just have to go into a module, and you can create a campaign from scratch. So let's create a new mailing. So of course you need to add a subject, new product. And then, of course, when you use an ERP, or even if you want to deliver what I said with data mining, if you know the preferences of some customers and you want to deliver them the right message, you need to segment the databases of contact. And you can create some mailing lists. Okay, so you could say, I want to send a message to all my UK customers, and if you want to send a message to only my UK customer but existing customer too, we can cross the information together. So we know how to create the most appropriate audience for my email content. So let's take a template. Either you start from an empty template or you take an existing one. It's similar to the website application. You just have to take some blocks here and drop on the okay, you can edit it very easily. Just have to select the text and adapt the information you want to deliver. and save it. Of course, you can select mailing list. And then as soon as you have saved it, you'll be able to test it. So if you want to test first with your own email address, of course you can do that. You can test for yourself and do the modification if needed, and then send or schedule the sending of the message to all my selected customers. This is the same concept for the SMS marketing. So you can create a campaign, okay, and you can, instead of creating a mailing campaign, you are creating SMS content. So it's directly linked to an SMS provider system, and then you can buy an amount of credits and then use these credits to send SMSs to your customer. But now what is very important is to get analytics from the campaign. So let's go back into my email marketing application. Once I have sent it my email, I get all the analytics. So you can see who has opened it, who has replied, who has received it, and also how many opportunity, business opportunities, quotation, how many invoice were created from that mailing. So if I click on statistics, for example, I can really see into details who opened that mail. If you want to import your contacts, imagine you have many contacts into your existing systems, or maybe you get contacts from mailing list you bought, for example. You could, of course, import data into Odoo. So it's very easy to import. You just have to go into the contact, for example. You can go into contact, import it, and then you'll be able to upload the CSV or an Excel file and import the data.
Trevor, it's difficult to hear you. It's a little bit.
You cannot hear me?
No,
So yeah, the mic
the.
Okay.
It's quite quiet, so I'm getting old.
Thank you for letting me know. But okay. Is it okay? Can you hear me well? No. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, it's better.
Sorry for that. I hope you listened to me previously. Okay, so yeah, you can of course import the data into your system, but you can also export it. So now the third step of my lean nurturing concept is to engage my community. It's very important to engage the people today. There is many different brands on the internet, and it's important to make a differentiation with them by communicating and creating a community of customers. So the difficulties of these steps right now is that the post management is not centralized. There is many platforms available. That could be Facebook, that could be LinkedIn, whatever, and Twitter. And all these platforms are not centralized. The post management is not centralized, so you have to duplicate your message. So if you want to do it, you will need some external software, and then it will cost you more. As I said before, it's very important to get analytics and to evaluate the engagement rate. It's not integrated with your backend system, so the topic of today is how can you get the most of the integration, and then it's hard to follow instantly all the campaigns and all the results. So for that, of course, we have created a new module called social marketing. So it's a module available in version 13 of Odoo, so the current version. And I'm going to show you how it works. So if you go into the social marketing app, first of all, you can follow and add a stream to your feed. So it will allow you to follow some keywords, maybe your own page, but maybe I want to have a stream. I want to see all the publication related to one keyword. Let's say Odoo. I can search all the keywords related on Twitter, and automatically it's going to add a stream. Okay, so you can really focus on your own social media, but also on your competitors or maybe topics that interest you. So there you can receive information, but of course that is very nice to push information on this social media platform. So if you want to create a new post, you can simply click on New Post, and you will be able to select where you want to deliver the message. So either on your website, maybe on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. If I want to maybe create a promotion code for my website, I can easily do it. So promotion code. And then, of course, you can do something more elaborated, but it's just for the example. And you can add preview of the message, or it will be displayed on your social media. You can have attach an image. And what is very important is to schedule the sending. Of course, especially with social media, it's important to select the right timing. When you want to deliver a message, if you post it at 8 on a Sunday evening, of course, it's not the same result. It will not have the same result as if you post it maybe on a Thursday, like Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So you can schedule it directly into the system. And then you can save. You can, of course, test the notification and so on, and then you can schedule. So this is a case where I want to push only one post. But now, what if I want to create maybe a global campaign? Maybe a campaign is a group of different posts. I want to make a campaign for Christmas, for example. I want to send 3 mailings related to Christmas and SMS and so on. I can create a campaign including many different posts. So for that, you can go into campaign, create a new Christmas promotion, for example, and you will be able to create different actions, so different posts, different kind of contacts. So that it could be email, it could be SMSs, it could be push notification, and so on. And after that, you get all the analytics of your campaign. So again, the engagement rate, who like your post, the revenue you have taken from that campaign, the opportunities created, the clicks, and so on. The last step in the lead nurturing concept is to convert into opportunities. So of course, this is the goal of the marketing, is to convert prospects into effective customers. And the difficulties I would say today is that companies don't have the right tool most of the time that will allow them to keep organizing their prospects and to be sure that they have the needed reactivity for answering the customer request. Moreover, the request can come from many channels. So for example, you receive email from prospect, maybe a contact from your website, whatever, maybe a phone call. And if you don't have the tool that allow you to get organized, your sales team will be lost, and you will, of course, miss many business opportunities. So this is just to illustrate how we will be able to do that in Odoo if you use the Odoo website builder. So you'll be able to implement some tools like SEO, social media, push notification that will drive traffic on your website. And then you'll be able, from the website, you'll be able to convert your prospect into a customer. Or by using integrated tools like live chat. So live chat can be used for prospection, but we will see maybe later for support. If your customer has questions, you can really answer them directly, and also create a contact form on the website. So as soon as someone sends you a message, it creates an opportunity into your customer relationship management tool. I'm going to cover it just after. And from that tool, you'll be able to make your sales, invoices, and even your accounting within the same system. So the CRM, as I said, the acronym is Customer Relationship Management. It's really a tool that will allow you to get organized during your whole sales cycle. So a CRM is composed of different stages. Okay, so a new qualified proposition in one stage. So this is a sales cycle. Of course, if you have your own sales stage, I would say you have an additional negotiation stage. Sorry, it's a QWERTY keyboard. I'm not sure to use this. You can really create your own stage and configure your own sales cycle. And each opportunity, so each block you see here on the screen, is a business opportunity. So as soon as you have a customer request, whatever, it's going to create an opportunity into your pipelines. And this opportunity will evolve across time through different stages, okay, until maybe one. So it means that you have convert the prospect into real customer. And of course, the idea and the power of the CRM and an ERP more in general is, of course, to segment information and to be able to find it very easily. So for that, you can use different views. So here you have the list view, and in the view you could, for example, group all your activity, your opportunities based on different criteria. For example, country, and I want to see all the activity showed by salesperson. Okay, so you'll see directly all the information. But you, as the sales manager, what will interest you is the reporting tool, of course. So if you click here, you'll be able to have access to all your sales reporting. Okay, so you can configure it. It's a dynamic table. So if you want to add some fields, cross information, you can really do it. All this information, as I said before, can be easily exported if you want to use it, I don't know, for a presentation or for in another software. And yeah, so it's gonna give you at any moment you will have a global view of your sales activity. So when you enter an opportunity, so let's say that someone send me a contact form on my website or send me an email, it's going to create a new opportunity here. I can also create it manually here. And when I enter the opportunity, I'll be able first to edit all the fields. So the contact, the contact details of my prospect, maybe put an expected closing date, priority, maybe a tag, and then you'll be able to edit some notes. So imagine you have a customer calling you, you want to keep track of what has been said during the call, you can really edit it, and everything will be stored into your system. So it's very easy. In a few months, if the customer come back to you, the prospect come back to you, you'll find all the information. But of course, the goal of a CRM is to keep organized, so you can send message directly to Odoo. So no need to go to your email address, email platform. You can send email directly from the chatter. Okay, so here are the information, for example. You can attach some file and you can send it directly. No need to configure it. It's automatically linked to your email address that has been used for your Odoo users. You can log notes. For example, as I said, you discuss with the customer or the prospect about the project. You can log notes, you can log a file, but also what you can do, very useful, you can ping, that's what we ping, like mentioned, a colleague directly into the opportunity. So let's say that I want to tell my colleague Mitchell that I would like him to contact my customer back. I will just write him up, I could contact him back. And then this will be logged into the history. So this is the right part of the chatter, of the opportunity called the chatter, and you will have all the nodes logged into that part of the system. And then lastly, you can schedule an activity. So of course, the goal of a CRM is to keep organized. So I need to contact him back in 2 weeks because now we can holiday, for example. I can just put an activity. You can set up your own activities, right? Of course, and schedule it. And every day, when I connect to my system, each user of your company will see their own activities directly in the system. Okay, so you see what the activities that are made. That has to be done today and the future activities. And again, the goal of the CRM, especially the ERP and Odoo, is to foster the integration of your information. So now if you want to create a new quotation, no need to go back to another software or whatever. You just have to click on new quotation, select create or select an existing customer, and then you'll be able to edit quotation right away. So you can select a product from your database or from your system. edit the quantity, the description, price also, and save, send by email, and then confirm. And as soon as you have confirmed the quotation, you can create the invoice. The invoice will be able to go into your accounting, but also if you want to deliver the project, you can use the delivery inventory management tool that will allow you to keep track of all the delivery and all the reception you have to do into your company. I won't go further right now because I think it's not the topic of the meeting today. It's mainly focused on marketing. But of course, if you want to go further, maybe a global overview of all the modules of Odoo, feel free to take meeting with our partners or with us. The last thing I would like to show you today for Odoo as a demonstration is the automation. Today, it's possible to let the system work for you. So all the annoying parts, like contacting back the customers, maybe reassign the opportunity to one sales guy, can be done directly by the system. It can be done with the marketing automation tool. It's called marketing automation, but it can go further. So it's not only about marketing, it's also about trigger some specific action from the database. So it will clearly help you to gain time and money as a consequence. So if I go into my, if I go back to my Odoo database, I can access the marketing automation tool. And when I create a campaign, I'll be able to configure a workflow. A workflow is a set of activities that will be automatically done by the system. So in that example, I decided to, as soon as I launch my campaign, a message will be sent 1 hour after to the selected recipient. So here you see, I will first send an email. So I'm using the email marketing tool as I showed you before. You can edit it, and then as soon as it's done, you can send it automatically to all your customers. 7 days after, I configure that if my contact, so my prospect, is not a customer yet, he will receive a second email. If he's already a customer, he won't receive that email. So you can really set up some what we call domain. So it's like filters. So in that case, I would say that if my contact doesn't contain the partners field, he will receive that. It will be in a role, and then he will receive a message. If it contains it, it will not receive it. And you can really create some filters and more than one filter, and you combine them. So yeah, after when everything is set up and your workflow is done, you can also create some automatic action from the database. So imagine as soon as I receive an email back, so my customer enter my email here, I want the system automatically to give a message to the right salesperson. You can configure it. So basically, you can set up a child activity. So to edit here, you'll be able to create a child activity. So for example, reply to the if the customer reply my email after 1 hour, he will the system will automatically assign to the right person into my company. And at the end, you get all the statistics, of course, all the clicks, all the templates you use, all the analytics that will allow you to know if that commercial prospection was effective or not, and if not, what you can do to adapt it in the best way. So it's done for the demonstration. Maybe we can further understand.
Yeah, so just to keep in mind, I mean, this is very basic. We don't want to take up too much time. We do have 60 native apps, all that work in conjunction with one another. So essentially, what you've just seen is kind of scratching the surface with the automation. For example, one of my favorite marketing apps is definitely the marketing automation one, as Clement showed. Really, just to kind of really reiterate, it just does help send the messages, send the different posts to to the prospect, but also once something happens, it also can trigger an action within the database, like a message to a salesperson to pick it up. So you're not really wasting any time, and you can get really in depth with that marketing process. So essentially, as you can see, well, we have what we call our open source apps, which is Odoo Community, and those are free to use. So we have, if you can see on the diagram, we have some that have the enterprise logo on top. Those are part of the enterprise package, which is paid for through subscription, and other ones are free to use. So you can really have a full system up and running for very, if no cost, very low cost. Essentially, as you can see here, we have sales, finance, operations, a full suite that you can utilize in your company to manage your different flows. So really, Odoo is something that I would really implore you to have a look at and see where it can help you, because if there's some free apps, if there's some paid apps as well, that can really help you build up your business processes.
Yeah, so you can use the system directly. So if you go on odoo.com, you can directly launch a database, or like I used finally during the demonstration. So this is a standard application that Odoo has created for you to use. But you can go further. If you want, you can do, as Odoo is open source, you can really create some custom development. So you can always create your own features or ask your partners to create it. But it's really important for you to know that we always recommend to limit the custom developments in a project, in an ERP project. Why? Because first of all, it will cost a lot of money, because you will have to create the custom development, and then you will have to maintain it. So of course it's gonna cost a lot, and then it will take more time to implement. So it's not you have to create the development, so you have to implement, test it, and then yeah, of course it's gonna take time. When you implement, when you want to use the system, it will delay the starting date of your project. And finally, moreover, it's gonna complicate the upgrades of the system. So as I said, Odoo each year release a new version, and if you have custom developments, it's very difficult to go from one version to one other. Okay, so you have to know that.
Just before we get to the partner presentation, because there has been a lot of information. So essentially, these are the apps that maybe if you would like to take a picture, these are the sort of apps that we recommend to kind of start with your marketing activities, to educate you with your e-learning app, really allowing you to create content online, so PDFs, videos, where you can actually push them to your clients, to your customers. Then you have the Inform, so you can do that with your email marketing app over here. Really allows you to create email templates and SMS messages, which you can inform clients whether it's promotion codes or new content. And then about engaging with your community, which is the third step, which is social marketing, really being fingers on the pulse and seeing what's going on with all the keywords related to your company, what the activity is, trying to catch any kind of complaints or any issues that may affect your company negatively, and also to really engage those customers that are posting nice things about your company. And finally, to finish is to convert, using the sales applications to really convert the customers into your customers. Essentially, Odoo Enterprise is affordable. We have all our apps online, so you can have a look. Very transparent about how much the costs are. These are enterprise apps, so you can have a look to see how much that would cost for your company. Essentially, Odoo is affordable compared to the other big providers in the field of ERP and other standalone apps. And where the real value is the full integration. So being able to track data across all your modules. It's really simple to use. It doesn't take a lot of time to train. And Odoo, it's ourselves, we provide a lot of content. So we invest a lot of money on providing videos, training online, which you can utilize. So you can really get started today with even just looking at the videos. And again, the final one we've mentioned is affordable. Okay.
So now, probably tomorrow, you want to start a new project, implement Odoo. How will you be able to do it?
So you have two sides. You have working directly with Odoo. So this is for projects that are using the quick start methodology. That means standard implementation. So we ourselves won't do any custom development. So if you're requiring something a bit more bespoke, that needs to be like an app that needs to be developed, or a certain functionality within the app that needs to be developed, we won't do that. We will hand that over to our official partners wherever you're located, and they can actually use their development teams to do those more bespoke projects within Odoo. Okay, so as next steps, what we're going to do is we're going to get one of our partners. We're going to get both of our partners to come up with their customers who have very kindly come tonight to talk about how they talk a bit about themselves and as partners and what they're doing with Odoo, and then the customer is going to share their experience using Odoo. So we're going to go first for target integration with ProHit and UK Odoo.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Neon here is okay? Yes. Good. You don't need to turn up the mic then, do we?
Right, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, thank you for coming over.
You're welcome.
So just quick overview about target integration first, and then probably we'll start talking about UK Odoo. Target integration, the company was started in Dublin, Ireland in 2008. So we've been in business 12 years at this stage. We started working with a number of open source applications, and back then, of course, open source meant Open ERP, Tiny ERP was there. We graduated further, Odoo came around, and we've been working with Odoo since then with the enterprise version. At this stage, we've got 3 locations primarily. We have a 4th location as well. So we have Dublin, we have Birmingham, we have a development center in Greece, and we also have 3 offices in India. We sell our solutions in India as well. So instead of just keeping India as our development center, we learn quite a lot from a big population where quite a lot of manufacturing is going on, and we bring all of that experience together into UK and Irish market. All our consultants primarily are coming from a lot of experience, a lot of background in business, and they come in and train people up. Quite a lot of work that we do is around standard implementation, out of the box, quick start. So that's pretty much about us. Nick, do you want to give us a quick brief about UK Odoo?
Sure. So we're an e-commerce company. Can everyone hear me all right? No. So yeah, we're an e-commerce company. We started in 2008, importing Odoo from Far East, China, Vietnam. We did start in Europe and then moved across. We must have implemented Odoo about 2014. So we're growing, and probably by then our turnover was 6 or 7 million. And we'd built or home built our systems to start with, then we'd use various software as service, I guess. But it just wasn't giving us what we needed. We have implemented an ERP system as well as Odoo, but ultimately we implemented Odoo to try and move across so we're on one set of software.
What was the biggest challenge when you decided to work with Odoo? What was the biggest challenge which you were coming across in the old software? And yes, as you can hear from Nick has been using Odoo for the last 6 years now. So he's using quite an old version 9, and this year we are planning to upgrade it to version 13
right,
with all the social apps and all the new apps coming on board.
So the biggest challenge would have been regarding workflows. So we use it intensively for our CRM for our customers. When they email in, it shares the email out to, or puts it on a round robin to whichever customer service or sales agent is available, as well as the phone integration was a little bit of a challenge at that time. We're using Asterisk PBX, which is open source.
And fully integrated into Odoo at the moment.
And fully integrated, and it works really well. Yeah.
I think, yeah, this microphone is dying. I think it's battery or something. But yes, yeah, fully integrated into Odoo. And that's kind of an interesting integration as well, because the call comes in, it automatically triggers a contact in Odoo.
It automatically triggers a contact. So the first thing we know of a customer is their phone number. So automatically a contact is created based on the phone number. And as the staff talk to them, they get their name, maybe email address, offer them a quote, etc., etc. So if we've got the time, or we've got a quiet time, we've got a host of phone numbers that have contacted us. We know why, because the guys are filling out the forms at the same time, to go back on.
Why did you?
From the bottom of the barrel type stuff. Sometimes you have to do it.
Yeah, I know. And with any system implementation like this, you're actually talking about a gradual improvement over time, isn't it? So why did you decide to work with Odoo? And of course, target integration was brought in picture as well.
Yeah.
And I remember you were working with another partner back then. We won't name that partner for now.
Why Odoo? I found Odoo originally because we were looking for an ERP system. At the time, Odoo didn't offer all the features we needed, particularly regarding back ordering, if I remember rightly. So we thought, you know what, we're going to invest in it now, use it for the CRM, and in time move across our accounts, our importing, stock control, etc., etc.
Why target integration then?
Why target integration? Probably you, Rohit, to be perfectly honest. No, we have a good rapport, and we did from the get-go. And Target have definitely done the job, to be fair.
Thanks very much for that. So that's pretty much it from our side. Gentlemen, any questions? Ladies, we'll be here after the event as well, Nick and myself, and we'll be having drinks outside. So please come and chat to us, and if you have any questions, we'll answer it then. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for so now we're going to have our second partner and customer testimonial, which is Smart IT and great annual savings. So if you could warm welcome to Barry on stage. And Chantal, thank you.
Right, well, thank you. I hope the microphone works. So I'm Barry Bullen. I'm the founder of Smart IT. Unfortunately, we don't have much of a slide to put up because I got rather stuck on the M6 on the way down. So apologies. Smart IT is a gold partner. I believe we're the largest partner, Odoo partner in the UK. We are fully based here, apart from a small operation in Canada. We have an operation in Kirkham, which is near Preston, and an office in Edinburgh. Our staff are based, or the technical staff are based near Kirkham. We have a full team of developers, some of whom have been with us and developing on Open ERP stroke Odoo since 2011. We also have a full team of functional consultants, and they are they've all passed the Odoo exams for versions 10, 11, and 12, and we're just doing 13 now. So we're fully accredited for Odoo. We've got something in excess of 50 successful implementations of Odoo within the UK. Our largest one is at Great Annual Savings, and that's what Chantal next is going to speak about. Within that implementation, we effectively had Great Annual Savings take out SAP Business One and move to us. And I believe that implementation now has got 314 users on it. So it's a very large implementation. We also have some other major implementations and names that you will have heard of, people including KPMG, Nike, Cambridge Satchel, and I can tell you a lot more later if you'd like to come and speak with us. So that's a very, very brief overview of Smart IT. Our reference sites, our client sites are extremely referenceable. You can speak to them, visit them, and they will speak about us. And I'm hoping Chantal will say something similar.
So I work for Great Annual Savings. We are a cost reduction company. As Barry said, we first started using SAP Business One after 2 years of trying to integrate SAP into the business. It failed massively. That is when we started approaching the market with different solutions. We come across Barry and Smart IT because they have previously developed energy system, which was kind of off-the-shelf package, which we could integrate straight into the business. Just a few tweaks and manipulate that for our company. Since then, we have also integrated all our back office onto Odoo. So we've got HR on there, marketing, finance are now going onto it as well. Yeah, Barry speaks our language in the team.
Well, that's great. And I think one of the key things is the fact that we do collaborate well together, and that I suppose we do support you. We understand your business, and we've come to understand your business fairly well, I believe.
Yes, Barry and some of the developers visit our site regularly and work with us in finding out what we need when we need to make changes. There's myself and there's another colleague who drive Odoo through the company. So not only have we got Smart IT there is us two as well that integrate well with the business.
It's a very extremely good point there as well, because obviously what we've got at Great Annual Savings is a very large, complex ERP implementation. It's not just a single app or anything like that. It is major, and it is across the whole business. There's a very good video on our website that Great Annual Savings produced for their staff convention, showing the changes from the dark, distant days of spreadsheets and back of envelopes and goodness knows what, and moving to Odoo. It's well worth looking at. I'd like to play it here, but unfortunately, with my getting lost or getting stuck in traffic, we didn't manage to do that. But that's well worth seeing. But one of the key things that the implementation at Great Annual Savings did was it went in smoothly across a great deal of number of people.
Yes, because we've got 300 staff and 200 on site and 100 in the field as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. And one of the big problems implementing ERP is change management. It is actually getting all that done. And I think it's a credit to the people at Great Annual Savings that they did that. And Chantel, Lewis and Craig effectively were the main team around that. And they managed it, collaborated it with us extremely well, and it went in amazingly smoothly. And that was because there was absolute buy-in from the management and the team within Great Annual Savings, as well as us being the implementer. And those lessons should be learned by anybody who's trying to put an ERP system in. If you can do that, if you can get the people on site, the key people very much bought into it and very committed to it, and then that gives you more chance of getting the thing rolled out without a few hiccups. Is there anything else you could tell us about what you're getting out of the system at the moment and how it's gone? Or have you covered it?
It's gone very smooth. We've got biometrics on site. So we've got HR biometrics, which Barry's team implemented. We're currently getting all of our accounting on there. So we're putting over 5 years of records all into Odoo. Dashboards are all coming out of it.
Yeah, there's a fair few developments going on there. Some key things within that. We've set up a DR, obviously this thing's in the cloud, as a data center. We've got a failover data center, which is also acting as a BI server situation. That's just going live now this next week, really, so we've just done that. Financials, Smart IT has added some substantial things to the Odoo financials in the way of VAT management. Obviously, Making Tax Digital drove that, and when we looked at what there was there, we've expanded upon that substantially to make the financials equal to most ERP-based financials, and better, I would say. Okay, so I think that covers what we want to say. So thank you very much, Chantel. Thank you for listening.
Barry, do you mind just staying seated?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, we're going to throw Rohit and Barry together in the partner panel. I'm going to ask them some questions regarding Odoo. Yeah, this should take about 10 more minutes, and then we can have a 5 minutes Q&A before drinks and snacks.
While the mic is being fixed.
Okay, perfect. So we'll do it one at a time. So essentially, as implementers, why did you choose Odoo as a tool to provide your customers? Rohit, you can start.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I guess we really fell into it actually. Go back to 2011. We were then doing a lot of bespoke development on Microsoft.NET, C#, Microsoft Dynamics, and some Nav. The issue we were finding with it was that the joining fee for Dynamics or Nav or CRM or whatever was extremely high for the middle market, and that was a challenge. So before we ever got anybody's system implemented, Bill Gates' back pocket got deeper, and it was quite hard to sell it. And we sort of cluttered into this OpenERP thing, looked at it and decided it looked interesting, and we started doing some stuff on it. We did some stuff in the legal industry. We did some stuff in the advertising industry. We've still got some advertising people on those systems, and we've known a bit about it previously. But we put those systems together very cost effectively. And I suppose the rest becomes history, because that's what we did. We started doing more and more and more of them. And then OpenERP morphed into Odoo, and has gone from strength to strength since then. And quite honestly, we've done the same. We've gone from strength to strength with it by being closely aligned with Odoo. Smart IT only gets involved in Odoo Enterprise. We don't do any Odoo Community. As I say, I've already explained we've got. I've already explained we've got an extremely good team of developers, an extremely good and capable team of functional consultants with many years' experience now, and that's just worked amazingly well for us. And our relationship with Odoo is very, very close. It's excellent, and that helps us with our client relationships, etc.
Thanks, Barry. So Rohit, so we don't answer the same question twice. I was going to ask you, what do you find is the thing that your clients gets the most out of Odoo when you go and implement after the implementation is done and they're using the system live? What do you think they get most out of using Odoo?
While Barry was speaking, of course, I was preparing. I need to answer the same question. And I have prepared the answer. Come on, Sam. Well, I will quickly answer. In our case, we actually planned to go into Odoo, and we, started with OpenERP, as I mentioned earlier as well. And what our clients get, to answer your next question, Sam, what our clients get is ongoing support. So if you look at it, most of our clients from 12 years in business, one of our clients is credit unions, and credit unions are using Odoo as a mortgage application management system. So we initially started with them to implement a risk management system. We worked with them to bring in compliance management, training library, and then went into mortgage application management system. And by then, of course, Odoo had matured, while the other systems were previously written in different applications and different software and all that. We decided finally Odoo is ready for mortgage application management system, and that's running for last 6-7 years as well. So on an ongoing basis, our consultants are there. They are looking at what's next, bring in new features, bring in new improvements, and of course, software upgrades as well. So we make sure that, yes, they are upgraded to the latest version, if not in the same year, and a year later when the software has stabilized a little bit.
Thank you, Rohit. Barry, what would you say Smart IT's implementation methodology is? How would you go to a company and deliver the change that they would like?
Okay, yeah, good question. We would say that we've got a very well developed way of working, which is successful, and it's based upon, I'll just take you through a sort of a sales cycle and then moving on to a onto how we actually sort of implement. Normally we get inquiries or we get leads from Odoo. Our first thing is to have a conference call with the client, find out something about it, about them, try to understand what they're trying to do, what the pain points are, and obviously understand what the business is going to do. We then put together a focused demonstration, an instance of Odoo, which has got some of their data on, if at all possible, and tries to show them some of the things that they want. We present that to them either with a WebEx or face-to-face if we go to their place. And we also leave that instance available for them for 30 days. That usually, in the presentation of that, teases quite a lot more out and also shows and illustrates our ability, our understanding of the business processes, you know, if it was manufacturing or something, we're very, very strong on manufacturing, so we can speak about that. And then we'll usually do get the project going with an investigation phase where we will come on site, look at the departments, work with departments, analyze what they do, look at how Odoo does it alongside them. That usually teases out any gaps where we might need development, and we come up with a thing called a gap analysis. Now, that gap analysis tends to be iterative. It bounces about a little bit between us, and also because if there's development, there is cost, and where possible, we'll try to get people to come back to how Odoo does it. You can't always, it isn't possible with some people to do all of it that way, so there is development. And eventually you've come to a gap analysis situation that is accepted by the client, and our next thing that comes out is our project initiation document referring to the gap analysis with the pricing and the cost of implementation we can hang the hats on, and that becomes a key part of the project. Once a project commences, there's various phases it goes through. There's obviously the design phase for the development. There's obviously implementation, training, all that sort of stuff. The clients collaborate with us during this period through the Smart IT portal, which is on Odoo, obviously. Smart IT runs its whole business on Odoo, so that's its website, the portal, our projects, our project management, our help desk, everything is on Odoo. So collaboration is going on with our clients. That they like that obviously because they can see what's going on, they can see what time is being put into the thing, and the whole thing works quite smoothly. From a development point of view, we've got some specific processes. Those are obviously the design side, there's the build side, there's a code reviewing side. It can bounce backwards and forwards until we get it right. It goes to our QA team. We have a QA team that just focuses on the testing and the quality of what's going out. So it might do what it says on the tin, but if we don't like the way it does it, it will bounce back to development. And eventually it goes to the client for user acceptance testing, sign off, and then there's an implementation go live plan. And that very, very quickly is what we do.
Yeah, so trying to fit a lot into 2 minutes. So Rohit, I was going to ask you, what factors influence the success of a project? What do you think are the key factors?
See, from our perspective, it's a very similar strategy that we use as Smart IT do as well. Most of the implementations actually go through the same cycle, but there is one cycle that Odoo promotes, and we use it quite a lot as well, called Quick Start. So when a client comes to us, or a new prospect comes to us, we need to assess standard implementation, which is full gap analysis, full discovery phase, and then go through a full development and implementation cycle. While the second one is Quick Start. You use Quick Start, you start using it as Clement and Sam were presenting. You can actually start using Odoo tomorrow morning. You can build up a website, and if you have a few pictures of the products that you want to sell, you can sell it tomorrow morning. But what you need specifically is change management and training. Now, it's okay to use Quick Start and implement a system for a new startup, a new business, but it's not easy when you have an established business who has been running for 20 years. We have a client actually who started their business in 1947. Scaffolding manufacturing. They started with that, and we went in, they were using a system called Avanti. Avanti was bought by SAP, and of course, they discontinued the product completely. So now here we are sitting there with them, we are digging all the data out of Avanti and putting it into Odoo. Most of the time spent, most of the time and most of the money was spent on training and handholding. You need to convert users, you need to bring users with you. You can't bring in change by just going in, guys, tomorrow morning we are going to use Odoo, stop everything. No, it doesn't work this way. So yes, from our perspective, the kind of implementation strategy means how much are you going to spend on training? And if you're not going to spend on training, please don't spend money on development, don't spend money on data migration. Please tell us about the budget on training.
Thank you very much, Rohit. Barry, last two questions that I'm going to ask. So what are the improvements that you've noticed with the customers' daily workflows using Odoo? Top three, if you have top three.
Top three. Because it depends upon the business of the customer. So if you look at somebody that's in manufacturing, we've got an extremely good example with Cambridge Satchel. So that's a complex manufacturing process, makes handbags and stuff. Ladies will know about them probably. And it's in the leather goods thing. So the benefits they've got and where to process their manufacturing, know where they are with it, have been just immense. There is a thing we've put on it to do with a thing called the Stock Check Wizard. One of their problems in life is they've got the stuff flowing through and being made, and that's all right. They're making the orders, and they get a big order from Selfridges for something, a huge one, and Selfridges want it by April the 1st. Okay, so what we can do with Odoo is we can put the order onto the system, press a button, and say, can we make it? And the system says, no, you can't, not within that time scale. But it says what you could do to do it. So you could do things like slip another order or two, move some stuff from one thing to another, change the way that you're going about it, change the backlog, and all that is covered by the system. And it deals with aspects in there that the leather trade is very strange. There's a long lead time on leather. The leather purveyors, people who make the stuff or produce the stuff, have some funny holidays. All that is built into the system. So from Cambridge's point of view, that's a massive, massive benefit. And then other companies have other benefits, quite honestly, be them the fact they can see everything across all aspects of the business, from the sales cycle through to their stock and what they've got to get, where they are with it. There's no one answer, to be honest, but Odoo certainly makes those companies far more efficient and works well for them.
Thank you, Barry. Final question for Rohit. Based on today's talk on marketing, what experience, based on your experience, how can Odoo help companies with their marketing approach?
Let me answer it this way. I was recently asked, how's the CRM in Odoo? I think, okay, why are you asking this? Because we are thinking of implementing just CRM. Okay, great. Where the power of Odoo comes in picture is that integrated software. So you go into, we wrote a blog a while ago, that blog revolved around, is your company an application zoo? You go into an organization, they're using HubSpot, they're using Slack, they're using a CRM, and then they're using a stock management system. They're then using an accounting software, and they're trying to integrate all of these together. Oh, and a different website. The power is in integration, and when you have an integrated tool, you actually are trying to get that 360-degree view of a customer. You're not waiting for one software to be upgraded and then it breaks the integration and then you have to kind of go and do that integration again. You're using Odoo as a whole, and that's what marketing tool is going to bring in as well. These marketing apps were new. They were launched last year in October at Odoo Experience. Had a chance to go to it. If you're around this year, Odoo has already announced Odoo Experience for 2020 as well. And yes, The social media marketing is going to bring in that whole integration from marketing into sales, into project management or delivery or shipment or manufacturing, and then bring it into invoicing, billing as well. And that's what we are looking forward to provide to our customers.
Thank you very much, Rohit and Barry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's already the end of the presentation. So before going to the networking events and to the cocktail, I'm going to cover some questions I received into the system. I received many questions, so I will only cover a few of them. If I don't answer your question now, feel free to come to me and I will answer them directly. So the first question is, how does Odoo in marketing compare with platform like Mailchimp? And I think it has been answered by just right now. It's all about integration. Mailchimp is indeed a very good software to create some email marketing campaign. But after, if you want to go further, if you want to integrate all the information and all what you have, maybe the result of your marketing campaign you have done with Mailchimp, you will be blocked, you will be stuck, and you will have to use another software. So you will have to communicate, to transfer information from one system to another. So I would say that that is the main difference between Odoo and Mailchimp. In order to network socially, would it be suitable for one to create a website first? I'm not sure I fully understand the question, but if the question is, should I first create a website with Odoo before using the other module? Yes, it could be a good option because we didn't mention it yet, but you can use the first module for free. So you can use the enterprise version edition of Odoo with one module for free. So if you want to create a website, just create a proof of concept of your website and just don't want to pay for it in the first time, just develop your visibility. And then you want to integrate other modules after when business is growing. Of course, you could do it, and that could be a good strategy. And I will always recommend to start a new website from scratch with Odoo instead of creating a website with another system and think, okay, I'm going to integrate or create a bridge between two other software. Okay, very good question related to marketing. With email marketing, can you see when the customer clicks on links and what links they have clicked on? That's a very good question. So yes, as I showed you before, you can do it natively, for example, in email marketing module. So if you go into your statistic, if you remember, you can see who has opened and so on. So when you click on the reporting, you can really access that information. But now, what if you want to track maybe a link or a web page of your new Odoo built with your new website built with Odoo? You could use, it's a small tip I'm giving you. If you go in settings and you activate developer mode, it's an advanced mode, you could activate a module called Link Tracker. And Link Tracker will allow you to create a track link for every single URL, so internet address that you want. So you could do that, pass the email address into the link tracker system. It's going to create a short link with, and as soon as your customer or prospect, whatever, click on it, you get all the reporting. Okay. Internet looks very slow today, so I'm going to, okay, I can show you here. So you have link tracker. You can easily create a new link. So you just have to pass the target URL, and then you will be able to access all the reporting of the link, the statistics. If I click here, I will have all my reporting.
Last question?
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. That's a good question. I already have.
Could you show us an example of the page?
Of the
page or the email that you're sending out?
What do you mean?
I'm not sure I get the point.
So if you click on that example domain, or that, yep, it was, okay, so that's what's showing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was
Okay, maybe one or two questions. Is social marketing available on community or only enterprise? Is this module only available in Odoo Enterprise? I have already a website and some of the products you have, but how can I transfer or switch to Odoo without starting over? I would say there is no, unless for website, there is no magic solution. If you really want to create a new website if you really want to use Odoo for managing your website, you'll have to create it from scratch into the system. But if you want, for example, import all your existing contact, product, price, whatever, I already showed you, but you can easily import all the data from your existing system to Odoo. Last question. Odoo has any plan to use artificial intelligence for prospect scoring, for example? Yes, it's on the plan. So we are currently developing it. So you'll see probably the next version this kind of features coming, but I cannot show you now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for your time. Of course, as I mentioned before, we just scratched the surface. If you go to YouTube and you type in Odoo marketing, Odoo social marketing, marketing automation, you have videos 20, 30 minutes long, webinars where they show you exactly how the apps work in more depth and done by our product owners, so the people developing the apps.
A very last thing, if you want to book a meeting with an expert, so for free, so an expert could be one of our partners or us as the software editor. Now on your phone, you can fill the form, so you can put your contact details, a small description, brief description of your project, and also select who you'd like to speak with, and then we'll try to contact you as soon as we can. Thank you.
Thank you. So there's going to be drinks and some food.
Most important thing. So, well,
Welcome. Train was late. Got a very familiar face. I can't place it.
I've had it all my life.
Same one. I'm Nick here. Hi.
I don't know, maybe you can meet you.
You were live streaming.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.